movie, anthology movie, 4 stories with a 5th story that links them all together. It's very sick, very nasty. I think it's my mum's fault. She took me to see Jaws when I was 6. Ever since then I've loved blood and sex. No, they're blood and sharks. And then I realised that there was, you know, horror films and Fangoria magazine and Hammer magazine. My dad gave me a Super 8 camera when I was 10, and ever since then I've just had love for everything films.
And action! Cut it!
My first sort of horror film, it's quite a subtle piece actually, it's called Chainsaw Scum, and involves chainsaws and stuff like that, and scums and the other thing. I'm sort of apparently known as the sort of B-movie king of, you know, horror or low-budget horror or gore in the UK, which is a tag that I don't mind too much. People always ask me, do you just want to make horror films? And I would love to make other sorts of films, but I mean, horror's cool, it's good fun. Everyone loves getting covered in blood. We try and have a laugh on set, and you know, the audience likes the end result.
Look, do you see?
I see. The camera sees all.
Now this is just a piece of ham.
Some of my favourite films have been horror anthologies. The original Tales from the Crypt, 1971, I think, and Asylum, 72, and then Creepshow, George Romero's Creepshow. It's one of my sort of favourites. So I was using those films as a basis, and we watched them.
Money.
I've seen films that are just purely being like gratuitously sick and violent, and there's no release from it, and they become, you know, misogynistic, and they become quite nasty pieces of work. Whereas I think my films, even though I've got, you know, lots of girls getting killed, the girls are actually really strong characters. We give them strong characters. It's quite often the girls killing girls, and then the girls get killed.
She is so pretty. Where's my shit?
So like, I've never been labelled as, you know, misogynistic. I've been labelled like a complete sick bastard. I sort of take that as a compliment, you know. Obviously something's working. Death is the only thing you can be sure of, you know, like in life really. We're all going to die. And so I just think there's a natural fascination with that everyone's got inside. And horror films, when they're done well, it's a way of maybe just touching on that mental thought, but in an environment where you're safe. Some people want everything to be really glossy and look like a film, but you know, I think it's obvious what we've done. We've made a low-budget splatter film, and if it's got that sort of gritty edge, you know, a bit of realism, I think that helps the project, and that's something that I quite like.
Trust him.
Making an anthology movie creates more problems because we need, I think it was like 25 locations for interiors. So we just asked different people if we can film in their house. I mean, in the baby story, that was my mum's bedroom. I just said, look, we're just going to mess it up a little bit. And we just covered it in blood everywhere. And we had to clean the blood off, redecorate it. I think it took about 8 coats of paint.
Mum, can you clear shot?
My gran also got involved as well, my grandparents, which is great because it's a story about the old man. And my grand house is just full of, you know, old people's junk. And I just said to my gran, you know, yeah, we're just doing this film, please, you know, don't come upstairs, you know, we're fine. And of course she walks upstairs just when the lead actor's walking out of the room covered in blood, and he just looks like he's been in a train accident. And my gran just takes one look at him and is just completely shocked and goes, you okay, do you want a cup of tea?
What scared Eric Chandon?
I recently got a video of a real stoning in Afghanistan. That scares the shit out of me. It's the most barbaric, horrific thing I've ever seen. I find real, like, inhumanity against man actually quite scary. I find, like, walking home at night sometimes quite scary. Sharks scare the piss out of me. Vampires and zombies don't scare me. I love them.
Ooh, eat me, baby.
The stuff that scares normal people, I just love. I think I'm a bit weird.
What next, Alex?
What next? Pint.
Pint.